Knicks some noise. It's your man, Why Me. Welcome back to another episode. This is my first episode of the 2024-2025 season. So shout out to me for getting back to it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Make some noise. Make some noise. All right, here we go. Knicks versus Miami Heat. Great game, Anthony Towns. Great game, Anthony Towns. Okay, so this is the level of aggression that we need as a player from him. I believe that what we did well was, or what he did well was he continued to shoot the ball. His shot was dropping. He continued to shoot it. He found himself open. Jalen Brunson passed him open. Bridges passed him open a couple times. He found himself open. He shot the ball. He didn't hesitate. No hesitation basketball is winning basketball. When you're confident and you know what you're gonna do on the court, that shows. He was able to capitalize on pretty much every open opportunity that he had. That's not always going to be the case, but last night it proved that that's how we can win basketball games very, very handedly. Um, the game was back and forth for a while, and he just erupted. He had an excellent third quarter, and pretty much there was no looking back from there. Tom Thibodeau is an excellent coach. We still have a good team. We made a lot of moves in the offseason. Very gutsy move in the swap, getting rid of Randall and DiVincenzo for Anthony Towns. Different basketball players. Still both very good basketball players. Both questionable in terms of their playoff performances, but regular season wise, still both very good basketball players. They have their different challenges and things like that we don't really need to get into. But last night's game showed me that this team may be one of those Eastern Conference teams we'll find ourselves in the middle of the pack, and then having to be the underdog, so to speak, versus maybe a Boston. And I think Cleveland is playing well, having Jared Allen back and Evan Mobley back. That's a scary sight because we don't have that two big man tandem to handle those guys yet. When Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein was on the court, when we had Mitchell Robinson and Randall, we pretty much sunned those cats. And Evan Mobley was still a rookie or second year player. He's growing. Jared Allen, is actually a good player, growing more confident as the days goes by. Having Donovan Mitchell and Garland, offensively as well, shows why that team is 5-0 right now. We lost to them. We could have beat them. We dropped that game though. We should be 3-1, but we're 2-2. Cleveland is 5-0. Boston is 4-1. Orlando is 3-2 because they played 5 games. So we're right in the middle, man. We're 5th in the East, standings wise. And we're a half a game behind Orlando only because they played 5 games and we only played 4. We play the Detroit Pistons on Friday. That should be a win, all things considered. But the schedule in November is quite tough, and we have a challenging West Coast swing at the end of the month. So where we need to fall in the month of November is whatever. If we had 16 games, 15 games, we should only maybe lose 4 of those games. Now, as far as the November schedule, we have Detroit, Houston, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Indiana, and Philly. But tomorrow we have Detroit. So let's focus on that. Detroit is 1-4, and we're 2-2. And obviously we're historically a better team than Detroit. Detroit's still, having young players and having their challenges. They'll be handicapped for a while. But we should go in there and handle business like we need to. The next game on Monday is in Houston. Tough, scrappy team. A lot of chemistry. Van Fleet running the show. The young boy still out there, Jalen Green. Dylan Brooks. So that's going to be a scrappy team, scrappy test. But I think Anthony Towns should be able to flourish just like he did in Miami. Those players are smaller on the front, less capable of guarding the perimeter. They kind of got to get under your skin to really like affect you, a la Dylan Brooks. I think what we need to do is definitely focus on our defense, like we always do, and just making threes. Versus Houston, looking forward. I mean, we should handle business in Detroit, but listen, you got to take it one game at a time. And looking down the schedule into Atlanta is actually a team that could disrupt things. Atlanta is, where are they? They're ninth in the East right now, 2-3. But, they can, I believe they played the Hornets last night. So, oh no, they played the Wizards. They lost to the Wizards by 13. They can make a little bit of, waves for us as a team if we're not on our A game. Moving on. After Atlanta, my phone wants to move slow now, but I still think Atlanta can actually disrupt the flow of things that we're trying to do. Trae Young is still an outstanding player. It looks like he has a lot to prove this season. So, definitely more on the watch for that. But listen, my phone wants to act crazy now when I was about to try to pull up the schedule. But let's see. Let's go to this tab and see what happens. All right, we back. So after Atlanta, we play Milwaukee in the Garden Friday, November 8th. So let's just go up to there and segment that 7 days of basketball starting tomorrow. Pistons, Rockets, Hawks, Milwaukee. That's 4 games. We should go at least 3-1 in those 4. The Milwaukee Bucks, man, 1-3 under Doc Rivers. Another sad start to a season. I don't know. That's one I have to do like a whole separate video on and talk about. Still Knicks some noise all day, but we're going to analyze other teams under the guise of Knicks some noise, because the Knicks will always make the most noise, in my opinion. No matter what we do, we're always going to make the most noise. So Milwaukee is our last game for the 7 days starting tomorrow, Friday, November 8th. So we have 4 games between Friday tomorrow and Friday of next week. Starting on Sunday, we have Indiana, Philly, Chicago, and the Brooklyn Nets. Let's just include the next Brooklyn Nets game, which will be on November the 17th. So starting on Sunday, from Sunday to Sunday, we have the Pacers, the 76ers, the Bulls, and the Nets twice. That should be a nice 5-0 swing, 4-1 swing. So from there, in the next 2 weeks, we should be 8-2. And then after the Brooklyn Nets, we have the Wizards. So that should take us to 9-2. And this is still in the month of November. The next 4 games will be versus Phoenix, Utah, the Denver Nuggets, and the Dallas Mavericks. That's our West Coast swing. So we're going to be up late. Well, we play Utah on November the 23rd at 5. All the other games are toward the end. Or Dallas is 7:30. But nonetheless, those next 4 games being 9-2 at the moment in the month of November, we should be, let's say, 11-4. So I'll say we go 2-2 on that West Coast swing. We come back to finish the month of November on Black Friday in Charlotte versus the Charlotte Hornets in the in-season tournament. So 11-4. So let's say we go 12-4 in the month of November. We have 16 games this month. We go 12-4 in the month of November. That'll be excellent. Excellent pace heading into December, obviously. And what I think I'll do is, we'll just highlight the games for the month. Maybe I'll do like a Knicks Some Noise weekly, starting with or starting, maybe the day before. I gotta try to figure out the right cadence. You know what I mean? With my 9 to 5 and all the other things that I have going on. Figure out the right cadence. But maybe we'll do it like that, and we'll do a Knicks Some Noise monthly review of all the games we have for the month, and then break them down weekly based on, like maybe like a 4 game slot or 4 game window. We'll go over the games, or I'll try to figure it out. But Knicks Some Noise content nonetheless. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like I said, this is me just getting back to it. This is me just doing what I love, talking about my squad, talking about basketball. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my crew. Everybody know what it is. Shout out to all the Knicks media, all the basketball media out there. That's just keeping everything alive, man. Peace. This your man, Why Me, Knicks Some Noise. Like I said, we gonna talk basketball, we gonna talk NBA, we gonna do it all. You know what I mean? But this is the inaugural Knicks Some Noise show for the 2024-2025 season. No bells and whistles for real. I can't, I don't have, editors and then do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I respect everybody for, just listening to my content for what it is. Peace.